So I'm getting ready to level the chair, and as you see in the drawings here, from front to back on the continuous arm, I usually shoot for a tilt, or I have, I think, a cant noted, either cant or tilt of 1 inch. So I show 18 in the front, right at the top of the pommel, and 17 right at the top of the spindle deck. Now you can adjust that to what you want. If it was going to be out in the middle of the living room, you might want to tilt it back just a little bit more. If there's going to be a desk chair, maybe you'd pull it up 1/4 inch more or so. But that's what my typical chair, that's what I would go after, is 18 there and 17 there. So we probably already got that, because we probably already, I mean, if I followed my directions right, then I would end up with an inch tilt already, because the rear leg is a 1/2 inch shorter and there's more rake on the rear leg, which causes the run to be more, which causes the chair to already tilt back. And if you add up that extra rake along with that 1/2 inch being shorter, you gain another 1/2 with the rake, which adds up to an inch. So anyway, we'll go over to the chair and I'll show you how I do it. Alright, so I got the chair sitting on about the flattest thing in my shop, which is not very flat. So you may have like a big table saw or something. That's where I'd set it if I had one. So I just have to rely on this bench. I did put, you know, winding sticks on it years ago, and I found out that this spot right here is not too bad. So, and I think not too bad is good enough for this part. Okay, so if I measure right there, the pommel, I'm running 18 3/8 heavy, maybe. Is that straight? 17 7/16. So just, you know, a 32nd or so under a full inch tilt. So 15/16 or a little bit more, and that'd be good enough. If I wanted to adjust to that, then I just pull up the front a little bit, right like that. Okay, but I like that tilt, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick with that. Now turn it to the side and see what we got side to side. And as you see, it got a pretty good little rock to it there. Well, sometimes they turn out just flat, sometimes they got a rock like that. Doesn't matter to me. Not with a leg like this, with the tapered leg. You can't tell where you cut them off. It's that ball and cylinder leg that you don't want that. So I'd make precautions to not have that if I was doing the ball and cylinder. Okay, so let's measure this right here. Got 17 7/8 and 17 7/8. Okay, so I don't have to do anything. If I did have to do something, I would shim. I would take these little wedges right here, and I would start shimming from whatever side needed to go up, and shim over there. Well, you probably wouldn't shim there and there, but shim there or there to get it to tilt this way or to tilt that way, until you've got the measurements that you want, until you've got an inch difference between here and here, and that your measurements there are the same. Doesn't matter what the measurements are, just that you've got an inch difference and it measures the same right there. Now, so mine is sitting where I want it, and I had an inch and let's just call it 18 7/16 here. So I want this to be at 18, so I'm going to take 7/16 off of the whole chair, okay, using the table as my reference. So there's lots of little gizmos for doing that, or you can just grab a block, and I already measured this because I knew it was going to be 18/7. I knew I was going to have to take off 7/16. So I just use that little piece of 1/4 inch plywood, and with the pencil on top of it, that turns out to be 7/16 right there. Okay, so now I'll mark it Okay, so I'll just mark it right like that. Okay, there we go. And mark all the other ones. Ooh, look at that. Not making. Aha! So, why did that happen? I'm not sure why that happened, but I guess I get to show you how I'm going to adjust to that. Okay, so my choices would be, I could make the chair a tad bit shorter, which an 1/8 inch is not a big deal at all. I could make it lean back just a tad bit more, because like I said before, I didn't quite have an inch anyway. I had 15/16, and so I could gain a 1/16 or even an 1/8 without making any difference much in the way the chair sits. So maybe I'll do a combination of that. Maybe I'll lower the chair just a bit and raise up the front some. So okay, well, maybe that'd be good for you. My problem is your benefit, because you get to see what I do with it. So let's go ahead and, so I like the left to right. That's even, so I'm not going to mess with that. Okay. So let's raise that front up a tad. Okay, I can go just a bit more with it. Okay, let's see what I have here now. Running 17 and 15, and okay, so I've got 17 and 15/16 on either side. Okay, still don't quite have as much as I would like there. Now let's see what I got. 18 and 18. And okay, almost 18.5 there. 17 and 7/16 there, so I've got an inch and a 1/16 tilt now. And now let's see what I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I found the little shim that's going to work the best, and that's going to give me right at 1/2 inch there. I'm at 7/16 there, and that means that I'm going to be about a 1/16 to an 1/8 inch lower than what would be standard for the chair, and have just a hair bit more tilt to it. It'll work fine. I won't even ever notice it. So, but what I did, if you look down here, I went with the maximum length on this leg that I could get. So right there I'm running out. And so this is the leg that determined how much I could cut off. So you see up here, it's only another 1/16 that I'm taking off. Just absolutely insignificant, really. In fact, it's not even a 1/16. Okay, now I'll go saw it off. So the way I do it is I just lean it over, I just hang it out over the edge of the bench and just saw to the line. I reckon there's a bunch of ways to do it. But, so, right like that, and then flip around and do the other ones. So I chamfer the bottoms of the legs pretty heavy with the knife and keep them from chipping. And so I just do it right like that. There we go. Do all the other ones. Okay, so we'll see what I did here. Pretty level, got maybe a little tiny rock right there. But also, I'm sure I didn't saw it just perfect to where it sits on the bench flat. And luckily, 200 years of linseed oil on this bench turns it black, which I can then put the black onto the bottom of the feet. Just by doing that. And flip it over. And I can see that I saw that one pretty good. That one's not bad. This one's hitting over here on this edge. And this one's hitting on the back edge there. So I can flatten all those just perfect to the floor and take out any little rock with this little trick that, Carl Swinson showed me this trick. So I put a low angle block plane in the tail vise, and if you don't have a low angle block plane, a regular block plane will do. I've used one of those plenty of times. And let's see, make sure I get it level with the bench there. And then I just, if you hit it very deliberately at a skew angle, it'll cut it real sweet. So taking the same number. Okay. Now, put it right over here. See if we've got any rock to it. And I've got a little rock right like that. So that means this leg or this leg. And a little bit still. There it is. Okay, and now see how nice and flat it is. Oh yeah, sitting there, 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 and there's all black. So got it where I wanted. I wonder what I ended up with height-wise. Let's just see. So height-wise, daggone, I'm sitting dead on 18 there. Dead on 17 there. I wonder how that happened. Thought I was going to be a little off, but that's good. I'll take that. Wait, let's go to cutting these things off.